Happy Good Friday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. 6 p.m. here in SoCal. I'm waiting for Chris and Sandy to come in. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had your Good Friday communion. And just in my room right now. So I'm just waiting for Chris and Sandy to tune in. Unless they forgot. Oh, there he is. Alright. What's up, dude? Go ahead and request me. And my camera's moving. Oh. Let's see. Oh. You there, Chris? Oh, okay, there you are. Alright. Alright, just waiting to connect through. Well, hello.
Hello. What's up, man?
Yo. Can you guys hear me very well?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hold on, Danny. Hold on.
No, you're good. You're good, dude. You're good, man. Oh, they just left. Don't worry, we'll get them on again. We'll get them on. Okay. Let's see here.
Again. Here we
There
go.
you go.
There we go.
There you go. Better now?
Okay.
Yes, better now.
All right. Cool.
Hello.
All right, go, man.
Where's the baby? Where's the baby?
She's
She's
right over
right
there.
for us. She'll be joining us
Ah.
shortly.
Okay. Oh, she can call herself?
Yep. She's got her own Instagram. Follow her.
Wait, she does? Wait, she does?
Karina lives. No.
Yeah. How you guys been?
Good. How are
How
you?
you-
Good, man.
It's weird. You know, I was kind of upset because I lost my AirPod Pros. So I don't know where they
No
went.
way.
So I'm using my regular AirPods right now. So it's a first world problem, but still, it's just like, it irritates me. So I hope I could find it somewhere. And I actually went Costco shopping this morning. So
Costco
it was,
shopping. Not just
yeah,
shopping.
yeah,
Costco shopping.
Costco, yeah. And they were really strict as far as like, you needed your mask, you have to be more than 6 feet away. And so, yeah, they were like, today is like out of all my Costco experiences, like it was pretty Nazi today. So, but yeah, I can understand. Yeah. So I just wanted my viewers to know who you guys are. And a lot of my friends know who you guys are already, but a lot of people that follow me that, don't know. And this is kind of like, our way for us to, kind of like showcase you guys and just have you guys tell a little bit about yourself. Why don't you guys tell our viewers how you guys, where you guys are from, your little autobiography of yourselves, and Alex just joined us. What's up, dude? Where you guys are from, and how you guys, how Lord brought you guys to where you are right now.
Yeah. So we're Chris and Sandy, and we have a third.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Member.
My name is Chris and he's Sandy.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But yeah, we're originally from the Bay Area. It's the San Francisco Bay Area. That's where we were born and raised at. That's where we were youth pastors and worship leaders at. And then about 4 years ago, we really felt God's calling and tug to move down here. We just really felt God saying like, "Hey, move down there." Now, I personally didn't really like SoCal too much. Let me explain why. Because every time my parents would bring me down here, we would always go to the ugly places.
Oh.
So like what my thought of like LA and like SoCal is that everything was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I only knew the ugly places and then Disneyland.
That's
And
half true.
so then when we started coming down here to record more,
Yeah.
we started like seeing a lot more, and I was like, oh wow, this is pretty nice and everything.
Uh-huh.
And then we just really felt God's calling and tugged down here, and we were like, let's just do it. Like, what do we have to lose? And we just moved down here to SoCal.
Oh, that's cool. That's so awesome. And where you? What church you guys were youth pastors at and worship leaders at?
So Chris is a PK, so we were at church with his parents. So that's like our home church. And we were doing like youth and young adult ministries along with like youth worship. And that's honestly where I feel like we were still dating, and then like we went through engagement and now marriage. So we kind of went through like really big milestones together.
Yeah.
And also like discovering God's calling. And you know, like God's calling is something you're constantly like picking at and carving through. But that's kind of initially where we heard God's calling.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you guys moved to Orange County, I know the answer already, but just for the sake of our viewers, where did you guys get involved at?
So we actually, when we first got here, we had no idea, like, any church. We didn't know anybody. So we knew about a few churches, but ended up crossing paths with Javen Chavez at an art conference. And he's like, hey, do you have a church? And we're like, no, we just moved here 2 weeks ago. And he's like, well,
actually that same week.
It was like that same week. We didn't know anyone. We just like snuck into a Christian event.
Yeah.
And like he's like, come to church on Sunday. So we ended up going to Free Chapel, which is Jensen Franklin's church.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's where we kind of, on his first.
Wait, I lost you. Hold on.
Fell in love with their worship. And then soon after, Pastor Ben Prescott told us, you know, hey, I really feel like you guys should be involved in young adults ministry. Yeah. So from there, it was kind of like the main place where we began to just meet all these amazing people and connect with so many amazing people in Orange County.
Yeah. And I think I met you guys too at Free Chapel. Well, actually, I actually met you guys through Leonard and Janice, the worship night.
Worship night.
Yeah, the Waterway worship, and that's how we got the mutual connections with Free Chapel. So that was really cool. And
I got there late. I remember I got there late for that one, and then you're the one who introduced me to Daniel.
Because I wonder what were you doing?
I was playing at youth actually. I was playing at
okay, I remember. Yeah, because I think the first time. Yeah, I remember the first time. I think where we got really close was when I invited Chris out to Vision to play because we needed electric guitars. Right. And then it came a moment where you from time to time would help us lead worship, which was really awesome. And I knew the congregation really loved it so much. And I think from that point too, I think Garrett, kind of like opened the doors for you guys, helped, with, was it at Calvary, Golden Springs and everywhere else. And then I think too, from that point, we just, had these connections where like we just connected each other with all the churches involved around SoCal. So that was really cool. And so that was really cool. And then, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it was kind of cool how everyone ended up knowing each other. It was like a circle, like, oh, you know Daniel, oh, you're this person. Like somehow everybody knew each other.
You're like you're like a famous person down here. Like everyone knows
my God.
I wish.
Like I kid you not. Like everywhere I turn, they're like, Daniel. Oh, I'm like, what is he doing there? Like, what the hell?
That is somewhat true. Yeah, and I think too, like especially because we're all in the in the worship industry, how everybody just knows each other, and so I remember one time I met. I forgot who it was, but I think it was from Bethel, and then he asked me about me, and then he's like, "Oh, do you know Ricky Jackson from Harvard?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." Like because everybody knows Ricky because he's written songs, and I think everybody in the worship industry are just some way connected to each other, and so and it's really cool. And that's really great. So you guys were at Free Chapel, and then where did God lead you from that point?
Yeah.
So we were there for about like a year and a half, almost 2 years, and that's when we heard about the Father's House and the church plant, and that's when we decided to be a part of that. And we've been there for almost 2 years now.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. And I heard it's booming too. Like it
is. It's right in the heart of Anaheim, and honestly, we're reaching people that for a long time have not been reached, and so there's definitely grace for that in our church.
And shout out to Matt and Bianca over there at Father's House.
Yes.
Bianca, I still love you, and I still love your dad too. And
it was their birthday this week, both of them.
Yeah, it's their birthday.
It's our birthday this week?
Yeah. Both of them, yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, if they're watching, happy birthday.
Hi, Harvey.
Yeah. And so I wanted to get a little personal, not real personal, but just how you two met and where it all started. Like, who made the first move? Where was tell us about the first date. How did?
Oh my God!
You mean the first dance? So Sandy and I met at a nightclub. Just kidding.
When we were 16.
When we were 16 years old. When we were 16 years old, we were at the nightclub at church.
Yeah.
You remember when people had like sleepovers at church?
Right.
So that's like
Okay.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, let's see.
Yeah.
So there is a youth pastor in the area that wanted to put on a youth event and wanted to incorporate multiple churches. And so they wanted to create a worship team that incorporated one person from each church that was participating. So I got chosen out of my church. She got chosen out of her church.
Okay.
And the event was actually hosted at my church.
Yeah. The event was, which we ended up realizing was literally like a block.
1 block
from my church.
I didn't even know this church was there. So
really?
Basically it came, and Chris was like super shy, guys, like super shy. So I was playing piano, and then he came in with his guitar, and I was like, hey, do you know how to sing? He's like, yeah, I know how to sing. I'm like, okay, you're going to sing today.
At that point, I had literally just started singing.
Like he barely started singing. I just like put him on the spot and made him sing. And so basically, flash forward, we ended up finding out we went to the same high school. From there, we connected, started a Christian club on campus. Then a year and a half or so later, reconnected, and we ended up starting a Christian club in college. Yeah. And then from there is kind of like when we realized that we actually liked each other.
At that point, she realized she couldn't resist.
And then basically we dated for about 5 years and got married, and now we've been married for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you've been together for 10 years.
We've been together we've known each other for over 10 years.
Yeah, and we've been literally doing music together for like
since the beginning. Like I used to pretend I didn't know how to strum the guitar just so like he could like show me like, oh, this is how you strum. I was like, oh, I don't know how.
What a move.
I was acting like I didn't know how to play piano because I really wanted her to teach me how to play piano.
And he still doesn't.
I still don't play piano.
But basically, like honestly, like the beginning of our relationship has always been like ministry. I don't know how to explain it, but ministry is always something we've been passionate about, and it's something we like really pray about in our life. Yeah. Because we really love working as a team, and that's honestly what brings us together. So a lot of our friendship was really based on like working together and teamwork, and so we still do that today.
Songwriting,
and all that. That's great. That's so great. And the first date, where did it happen?
Wingstop.
Wingstop.
Okay, hear me out. It was on a Tuesday, and he asked me at 6:15 p.m.
And she was sick.
And I was super sick, and he took me to Barnes and Nobles. And at Barnes and Nobles, we're like, I'm hungry, so he took me to Wingstop. And we sat there, and it was so awkward.
Really?
Like, it was so awkward. Like, I've never been out with a guy by myself. It just felt so weird.
Okay, so, like, I too, like, I didn't go out with anyone, like, at that point, you know? So for us, it was kind of like our first date, like, ever.
It was
so we went out. I was like, I mean, what do you do?
And we were friends. We were friends first, so it was just like weird. Like, okay, now we're dating. Yeah. So it's like, so what's your favorite color? Like, literally, we would have conversations like that. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food?
Yeah, it was hard to try to transition from being like really good friends to okay, like I'm actually intentionally like trying to grab her hand or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And where did you get? Where did you pop the question, Chris?
San
In
Francisco.
San Francisco.
Yeah. So we had been talking about, you know, where we would want to go for like our honeymoon or something, because we were talking about like just wedding, like, you know, what our plans were. So
Right.
we were like, you know, let's go to Italy. Like that's where we really want to go. So
Yeah.
we went to Little Italy in San Francisco.
Okay.
And we were there, and that's where I asked her. But it was the most random day ever. Like I was trying to choose the weirdest day ever. So
Right.
that morning we were at a worship conference, and we were speaking at it and singing at it. And so I told my friend who was hosting, I was like, "Hey, we're gonna leave like right after we're done. We're leaving because this is what's going on. I'm gonna go propose."
Yeah.
He's like, "Okay, yeah, go for it." So, you know, we were completely like busy. I was like, I still want to take you out. I want to go out. So we get into the car, we drive, and then we get out and we start walking around. And just as we're getting into the little plaza, someone gets mugged right in front of us, and the entire place just erupts with people like running after this guy that just like stole someone
purse
and like threw her on the floor and everything. And so like she's like, "No, let's go, let's go." I was like, no, I have a plan. I have a plan.
Why would you take me there? The lady just got her purse stolen.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, like,
that is hilarious.
Yeah, so we ended up going there, and I proposed, and it was weird, but it was fun.
Oh man, did they ever catch the guy, or like?
I think they did. Like a bunch of people went after him because they were so upset.
There's a whole bunch of guys that went right after him.
Excuse me for a second.
No. Yeah. And you guys, and speaking of that child, you guys, how long ago was what was her birthday?
Yeah, so she is about to be 5 months old. She was born on November 17th.
Wow! Congratulations.
Yeah.
Those of you watching, just comment. Just give them some diapers or toilet paper. You know, especially COVID. Send on their way. If you need their address, just message them.
Heck yeah, I'll take it. And toilet paper.
Yeah, and toilet paper too.
No,
there wasn't any toilet paper. There wasn't any toilet paper at the Costco I went to earlier this week. Yeah, it was crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, we literally went a while without like being able to find toilet paper when all of this started happening. We're like, oh my gosh, what is about to happen? What are you doing? And then literally, like, we got to the point where like we're like
just use a tissue box.
Just use the tissue box. Just go for it. And then
napkins.
Luckily, we were able to find one package.
What about baby wipes? There's another option, right?
Well, those two were being like used up because like people were able to find toilet paper, so they just started buying like all the baby wipes. And so we were like, first of all, like she needs baby wipes because I mean she's peeing and pooing and like left and right, you know. So.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Hey, I want to talk to you guys about some of your worship projects and some of your songs, which I think I personally told you. I think when you had your gender reveal party, I was getting a little sneak preview of your latest song, and before it was released, I forgot what it's called.
Sound of Victory.
Yeah, Down Victory, and I remember it was me and Mark Catan that were listening, and I was like, wait. Is that really you, or is that the guy from Casting Crowns? And so, it's because how they mixed it was really good. And so, about that last song, Down Victory, why don't you tell our audience the vision behind that song and how God led you to write that song?
Okay, so
that song was over like years.
So yeah, that was like it took forever, but hear us out. We had like major writer's block for like years, like 2-3 years, and it was like so depressing. If you're a songwriter, you know this is like the worst thing that could happen to you is like not having inspiration or having writer's block. It's like you get super down, and for some reason that was like the only song we could come up with, the chorus. But then we realized Chris is like, hold on, he came right back with this old notebook of lyrics we wrote like when we first met, and he just started like reading it out, and so I started like coming up with this melody, and it fit right in. So those verses from like years ago ended up being a part of the song.
It was 8 years ago
like,
that we wrote those lyrics.
But honestly, the vision is just, the chorus is, we will lift our eyes to the hills and sing hallelujah. Our God has never failed.
Yeah.
And it was just like the only thing we could really sing as a reminder through our writer's block.
Yeah, I remember it was one evening we sat down and we were just like trying to figure out, like, okay, God, what, like, we want to write something, like, God, just inspire us. And Sandy started playing, and she just started singing. She's like, hey, what do you think about this? And she started singing the chorus. That just came out like naturally, and we're like, that's great, that's great. And we just kept on going and going and going from that. And then we just couldn't figure out a verse. Like, it was kind of one of those things that we were kind of giving up at that time. We're like, we can't come up with anything else. It's just going to be one of those songs that repeats and repeats and repeats.
Or you recycle a song because you can never figure out the second verse.
So yeah, we were just there, and then a couple days, I think it was like 2 weeks later, we got back into like writing. And then that's where we're just like, what do you think? And we're just playing, and then I was just like, I really just stopped, and I was thinking about what we were singing. And then for some reason, I felt like I had something. So I went and I got the notebook, and we came back, and I told her, I was like, okay, just play. And like, let me read this to you. And then I read it, and those are the lyrics from the verse that were written 8 years ago.
Wow, that's so great. And the song and a lot of songs that you guys record is available on Apple Music and Spotify. And do you guys have a YouTube channel as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's also on YouTube as well, right?
It is on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris and Sandy, just look it up, and
Chris and Sandy, look them up. It's all, and follow them on their social media too, on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere, MySpace. There's on MySpace music. Zanga, Friendster, and Net Zero AOL, and so.
Oh gosh.
ASL.
Yeah, remember those days? Those are the good days before everything is like all teched out. So, and I don't know if you guys told me about it, or I don't know if I heard it from somebody or anything like that. But I heard you guys were involved with the Spanish album of Elevation Worship, right?
Yeah. So we were a part of that. A friend of ours who actually produces like our music and records it. He was working with. He
still does.
Yeah, he still does. He really works with Elevation to translate their songs and everything. And he was just like, hey, I have a couple songs here that we need to do, and he basically invited us over, and we were there, and we kind of didn't really like know what we were doing there. Right. So we got there, and then he's just like, all right, so these are some songs that we're doing with Elevation and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And and we got there, and we just started working on it, and being able to sing some parts on that. So that was fun.
That's so awesome. That's a big honor to be a part of, and like a great part.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was I believe their first Spanish production, and we were super honored to be a part of that. And be able to sing on that.
And it's the Spanish album of There Is a Cloud, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So all you Spanish people, go check that out, because they are part of it, and so give them support, So, let's switch shifts for a moment. Let's play a little Would You Rather.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's see. I want to see how you guys are. A little combo of Would You Rather and sort of the newlywed game. So even though you guys are not newlyweds, but I just want to see how. Okay. I just want to see the real colors of you guys. So, Ray just joined us. What's up, dude? iPhone is better, Ray. So,
Ray.
Yeah. I always call him. I always call him the Hispanic Kevin Hart. He's the short dude that roasted me on my birthday.
Gotcha, he was like, the roast. I couldn't do it, Daniel. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's all right, dude. I'll have another one, maybe on my big 3-0.
I'm a lover. I'm a loving person. I can't hurt you.
But you're not hurting me. It's real love if you roast me, because they say you only roast the ones you love. Gotcha. And so I remember one comedian was like, you only roast the ones that you love. So this is going to be short. So, it's, no, I'm good. Yeah, so let's play some Would You Rather. Because you're California guys. So In-N-Out or Five Guys?
Ooh, darn.
Probably In-N-Out.
I'm still gonna go with In-N-Out. Yeah.
In-N-Out.
That's hard for In-N-Out.
Taco Bell or Taco Bell or Taco Bell or Del Taco?
Ooh, Taco Bell for sure.
Taco Bell.
Cheesy Gordita Crunch. That's what I call Karina, my Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Did you hear like some report that Taco Bell was named the best Mexican restaurant?
Yeah,
it is.
Apparently.
Chipotle or Baja Fresh?
Chipotle.
Would you do BJ's or Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake Factory.
Interesting. I think I'm going to go with BJ's, and the only reason is because of Pizookie.
I don't
like
Pizookies that much.
You don't like Pizookies that much?
I don't hate them. Everyone likes cookies and ice cream. It's just not like my go-to. I'd rather do like French fries, like salty stuff.
Would you do Korean barbecue or Southern barbecue?
Korean barbecue.
Was the first time you went when I took you, Chris? It was just me and you.
Yeah.
That was your first time, right?
Like years ago.
Well, yeah, but it was like this.
Proper.
It was like
like he didn't get messy or anything.
Yeah. So when you and I went on our date, that was the first time.
Yeah. Don't be jelly, Sandy. Yeah, because we went on our date. So
that first date was better than our first date.
Yeah. Apple or Windows?
Apple for sure.
I'm just gonna say Apples because I don't really know.
Everything we have is Apple.
Everything you have is Apple. Your Mac, iPhone, AirPods, and all that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's cool. Would you wear Nikes or Adidas?
Both.
I think Adidas for me.
I don't really care.
You don't really care? Both. Oh yeah, I forgot. I had that conversation with you, Chris. You're not really too much of a fashionable guy, right? You're just like.
I'm super fashionable. I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel.
Honestly, I really don't care if it's cheap, I'd buy
it.
Yeah. Fashion District. That's where I go.
Hey, you could shop with me to Cabazon. You could come over, guys, if you want. And
I prefer Adidas, not Adidas.
Guitar wise, Taylor or Martin?
I don't know. I would say I feel like Taylor. I'm
gonna go with Taylor because I have a Taylor and it sounds incredible. I love Martins. Martins are incredible as well, but Taylor right now has my heart.
If you were wanting to have one guitar ever in your life, what would it be?
The one that you always talk about.
A Veritas guitar. Yeah, a
Veritas.
Yeah.
No idea.
That's incredible. If you've never seen them, they're incredible guitars. They're Veritas guitars made in Oregon. I think it's Portland, Oregon. They're phenomenal.
So there's one GoFundMe we can start. If there was a car that you want, like a dream car you ever wanted in your life, what would it be?
Probably like a Subaru or like a Jeep.
Subaru or Jeep.
Really?
Although right now I kind of want a 4Runner.
Yeah, just like something.
I would expect something like, like, hey, I want a Benz. I want a Corvette or, or like a... Oh, I froze?
There you go. You're good.
Okay. Like, I would, I thought I'd be surprised because I thought you be wanting like a Benz. I want a Beamer or an Audi or a Lamborghini.
So let me explain. Like we like nice cars, like super bougie cars. We do, but I think what we constantly talk about are like Subarus and those things. Like, but right now I kind of want a 4Runner. I'm not gonna lie.
4Runner. Yeah. My sister and my brother have Subarus and they love it so much. They enjoy it. Yeah. I think they have the Subaru Outback.
Commercials make you
cry. Yeah, I think it's because of their commercials. I mean, Subarus.
The commercials.
Like every time I think about it, I'm like,
really awesome.
I'm like, I need a dog now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys are like my cousin. Because my cousin is both my cousins are doctors in Georgia, and they're. And all they want is just a Honda Civic. That's it.
Right? That's all I need. Yeah. Anything that's on gas and it's like going to last forever, that's what I want.
Yeah. And because I mean, hey, I've had a Honda all my life. The only luxury car our family has is just like a Mercedes SUV, but everything else is Honda and Toyota.
Yeah.
So, and with my siblings, Subarus, because they wanted Subarus. And so I wasn't into it until my sister got it, and I was like, oh, dang, I probably should get a Subaru. But I've been a Honda guy my whole life. So they are awesome. They are awesome.
So,
what do you drive right now? Oh, go ahead.
A funny thing is one day we were driving, and a Subaru was pulling out, really nice color.
Oh yeah, it was a nice blue one.
Sandy comes out, she's like, oh, that's a very nice Subaru. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
And I said, that's such a nice Subaru. Like 1 minute later, and he goes, what did you say? Like it was like a minute later, we didn't even realize that. I just said whatever.
So now every time we see a Subaru, we call it a Subaru.
Would you watch Univision or Telemundo? No.
What? Univision or Telemundo? Neither. Caso Cerrado.
Probably.
Yes. Caso Cerrado. And I'm Asian.
Yeah.
I love her. It's like a combo of Judge Judy and Jerry Springer.
It's so like intense.
She's so funny.
One night his grandma stayed up binge watching till 3 a.m.
We literally sat here just watching a whole bunch of Caso Cerrados.
Oh, it's so weird. Like you just don't even know what's gonna come up next.
I love Caso Cerrado. I love it. And for those of you that don't know what Caso Cerrado is, like I said, it's a combo of Judge Judy and Jerry Springer. So
the link is in my bio.
Yeah, the link is in my bio. Yeah, check it out, guys. The link's in my bio. And let's see here. If you were to have, like, if there's only one type of food that you're only allowed to have the rest of your life until God calls you home, what would it be?
Cereal.
Really?
No, because I just eat it every day. But like, if you didn't make you fat and you didn't die, maybe like cheeseburgers or pizza.
I think I'm a pizza person.
You're a pizza person?
Yeah.
Speaking of pizza,
burgers, anything that kills you.
Speaking of pizza, Pizza Hut, Domino's, or Papa John's?
Little Caesars.
Little Caesars.
Or Little Caesars. I told you about Little Caesars.
Caesars doesn't disappoint.
$5. That's it. I mean, or $6.
I know. It's actually really legit. You know, $5 for a cheese or a pepperoni pizza. If you want the toppings, like an extra $1, and it's like,
honestly,
and it's actually really fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're talking about like bougie pizza, I mean, probably for me, I think it's gonna be Domino's.
Domino's.
Be quiet. I hate Domino's.
But you know,
I hate Domino's myself too.
It's nasty.
So.
But us peasants, we love the Little Caesars.
What about Costco?
Oh,
it's
actually,
like,
Costco's really good.
What to do with your coronavirus check?
Costco
Buy some Costco pizza. Yeah.
She likes some Costco pizza.
You want some Costco pizza, huh?
That's it.
That sounds good, huh? Well, actually, speaking of pizza, my mom, like, I actually went to BJ's earlier, but my mom asked me to buy like 3 boxes because there's like this offer, you know, because of the whole COVID thing, like half off large pizzas. So I'm like, okay, yeah, go check it out. If you want to get like BJ's to go, like you can get half off pizza, and I think also too with any to go order you get free Pizookie. So
actually,
no way.
Costco pizza.
What?
Yeah,
okay,
check it out.
Sorry, I gotta hang up. I gotta call out from BJ's.
No, seriously, do it.
No,
like later on, like, you know, today or tomorrow, like, yeah, I think if you download the app, I'm sure you'll be able to see it, and so you'll be able to redeem it. So it's really cool. Yeah. All right. So the last 2 minutes that we have, what has been your favorite worship song, either as of late or ever? You know
favorite worship song.
Yeah.
I have one.
Oh man, Sandy has one. What is it, Sandy?
Like all time.
Yes.
Like all time worship song.
Yes.
All time and also recently.
Obviously, The Blessing. Like anything by Carrie Jove is like my favorite, honestly.
No, don't say her name. She broke my heart.
Carrie Jove.
Carrie Mamora.
you know this. I told you the story, right?
No.
I'm scared.
Did I? Oh wait.
Did you propose?
I wish I wanted to. But you said The Blessing, right? So like, I thought she was like the most attractive worship leader I saw, and so I was like, okay. And then I was invited by Ricky from Harvest to come backstage for the Hillsong concert in LA with Hillsong, Bethel, and Carrie Job, and I see her walking by with her, her fiance at the time, before she married him, and when I was like, dude, get your hands off of her and all that stuff. and then one of my buddies from Harvest, he, doesn't trash talk. He's like the most amazing guy, polite guy. He comes up to me. He's like, dude, her husband is so ugly. Man. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So, yeah. So because after she got engaged to him and married him, she broke my heart. Yeah, but anyway, go ahead.
If I had to choose favorite worship songs, honestly, anything by Brooke Fraser or Hillsong, this doesn't disappoint, like Hosanna,
I think right now one of our favorite songs from Hillsong is Bright as the Sun.
I think so.
Yeah, off their new album.
Tires is amazing. The album. Anything by Hillsong or Brooke, like specifically Brooke Fraser, is going to be my favorite worship song.
Oh, okay.
Specifically from Joel Houston.
Good Grace.
Yeah, for me. But I think, what's that one song that goes like, who taught you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know my Redeemer.
Yeah, what is that
song? I have no idea.
I think it's Chris. I know you're talking about.
That's so old.
I love that.
I know.
I think that's an incredible
We used to do
song.
that. We used to do that every Easter at Vision when one of our singers
I think that song is incredible, and I remember.
Oh, creation,
testify. It's probably. I don't know who sang it.
So it still comes on the radio.
I will listen to it.
Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
All right.
Let me look it up.
If you guys watching know what song that is, let us know.
Yeah, comment below. But I need to figure this out. What has been as I'm looking it up, what has been your life verse? Like a verse that you would hold on to for your life?
Dang. Probably as for me in my house.
I think for me.
Oh, and Joshua.
Jesus wept. I'm just kidding.
Jesus wept.
There's a proverb that says, "In our hearts we plan our lives, but God determines our steps." I love that.
I also like the one that says, like, "Don't worry about tomorrow," or like, "Stop saying you're gonna move somewhere and like plan your life, make money." Like, just don't even think about that. Don't worry about tomorrow. They're always about worry.
Here it is. See, I have my broken iPad here.
There you go. That's all you need.
That's all I need. Nicole Mullen. Nicole C.
There
Mullen.
you go.
Nicole there you go. Yeah. Exactly.
Nicole, thank you so much for that song.
Yeah.
Love it.
'Cause I know my
Eric!
That's
Hi,
cool.
Can you invite more people onto these?
What
I'm sorry?
Can you invite more people onto these? Like,
I don't know if I can. This will be available on my YouTube channel, just so you know. I'm going to send you the link.
What is your favorite song?
My favorite worship song.
How great is our God?
Raise a Hallelujah.
Raise a Hallelujah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because after I heard it, it was like, wow, it's a actual praise to the Lord, even through the storms, even like no matter what, we can raise our praises to Him. And then when I heard the backstory behind it, I was like, wow, there's actually a stronger anointing than I thought. And so, and I think too, especially we're in coronavirus time and all that, the devil's just going to hear our praises roar, and the enemy's going to be defeated. And so,
actually, let me change mine. I think my favorite song right now is "Sound of Victory" by Chris and Sandy. I think you should check it out. I think it's an incredible song.
I was going to say, Our God is an awesome God, He reigns.
Michael W. Smith, huh?
You know.
Oh wait, Agnes Day always makes me cry. Like no matter what, if I play Agnes Day, I'm like bawling.
Yeah, you know that. You know, those are great songs.
But Sound of Victory.
Elementary songs. Sound of Victory is a whole another level.
What was your favorite Sunday school song?
Oh,
this is how we know. This is how we know.
Father Abraham.
Jesus Christ.
Right on, Father Abraham.
For us. For us. For us. I don't know the name. This is how we know. I think someone actually wrote it for the camp that I went to, so I don't know where.
I think for me it's Father Abraham.
That's the only
Christian Fambro just joined. What's up, dude?
What's up, Christian?
Hey, he has a worship page. Go and follow him, guys. He just created that. So I'm giving you a little plug, Christian. So
there we go.
You're welcome.
Oh, guys.
Oh yeah, cut my hair. Check it out.
Oh, I was gonna ask you about that. So I saw that post this week. I was just So I really thought you were gonna shave your whole head. I was gonna join you.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't go like that.
You could have though.
We can still do it today.
But
yeah.
So I just got like fed up, you know, with my hair, you know, and I was like,
right.
I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna do it, whatever. And so I started going and stuff, and then I got there. I was like, oh, I'm done. And then she comes in.
Oh, one of my bosses from Guitar Center just joined. What's up, Travis? He's Atlas Drake. So
what's up?
Yeah. So go ahead.
So I started doing everything. I even made my line here, like a little line, you know, because I didn't come over. And then she comes in and she was just like, I dare you, just cut it. And then I just went.
Honestly, if this continues, I'm next.
I think she's next.
To shave your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I cut my hair too, I thought I made a mistake because I saw some opening. I was like, no. Yeah, I thought I saw some opening. I was like, and then when I kept cutting it after a few minutes, I was like, oh wait, it's actually not that bad at all. You know, it just needs to be even and stuff. Yeah, and it just sucks that we can't get our haircuts done because the whole COVID thing.
I know.
So,
but I'm gonna cut her. I'm gonna cut her hair next.
You're gonna cut hers.
That's so mean, my baby.
Do you approve, Sandy?
Yeah, we want to shave her because she has a bunch of bald spots. Poor thing.
See back here.
Bald spot. Actually, here, this has been my favorite song. I don't know if you... hold on, after this ad. So there's this lady by the name of Wing. I don't know if I've shown you this, but her version of Single Ladies.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
In my wedding, when during the bouquet toss, I'm gonna make sure this version is played. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, she actually has a YouTube. There's like a lot of YouTube videos of her, and how I discovered her was actually from Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon did a segment called the Do Not Playlist, and she happened to be on one of them.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I was like, no way. And she's a nurse, so she's fulfilling her lifelong dream to wanting to become famous. And actually, she got a lot of views too. So hey, whatever makes her money, hey, I applaud you. You know.
There we go.
You work hard for it. Hey, kudos to you. You know.
At the end of the day, she's got like 1 million subscribers. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So she's still making money.
And everybody's making fun of this is horrible. It's like an athlete who sucks, but yet they get paid to play the sport. So
and they get the ring. Like
exactly.
Okay, if you're on the bench, you still get the ring.
Right. Oh, speaking of, would you rather be an NBA MVP, or would you rather be a most valuable player, or be part of a team that won the championship?
Oh, I think part of a team that won the championship.
Yeah, because you get more like kudos for being part of that, right?
Yeah.
And so
Probably.
because even though like you even though you haven't, might not played much, might have been a bench warmer, you could still say, hey, I was a 5-time NBA champ. So
there you go. That's what I'm saying.
It's a better title than me, like, oh, I was an MVP. And so, of what? Because anybody can be an MVP of anything, but
exactly.
Another thing to be a world champion so.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because you guys love tacos, what's your favorite Mexican spot?
It's in Anaheim, and it's called Taqueria Guadalajara, and it's 24 hours, and they do Taco Tuesdays, and it's 99 cents every Tuesday.
Boom!
And of course, Taco Tuesday, 99 cents. Hey, just send them like this video link, and then just.
I love it. Hey, they're consistent too.
They're consistent, yeah. Every time we go, we enjoy it.
It's always good. It's like
there you go.
Really good.
That's cool. Hey, before we wrap up, I've shared this with everybody that I've talked to. We're in the midst of Corona. We're quarantined in our home. People, been furloughed. They lost their, some of them lost their jobs. Some of them are in the hospital recovering. Some people died, lost loved ones. Something relating to it. During this time, I know the Lord just put something in your heart to share, a word of encouragement. Is there anything that you want to share that you want to tell everybody that might not have, or that might be worrying about throughout this whole pandemic?
Yeah, I do. It's kind of hard to put it in words, but I know it's so annoying to hear this, but it really is true. It's like try to control what you can control, and try not to the things that are out of control. It's like it's hard. It is hard. It's affected everyone. Like we all have anxiety. I've had anxiety. I've had moments where I'm crying and then laughing because I'm losing my mind, and then crying again because I hear friends of friends that are passing away. And in the midst of all this, I'm being a little bit biased because I did a video about this, but really, really think about your relationship with God. That is the most valuable thing you have, and it's the one thing that you are in control of.
Absolutely.
So this is our time to pray for those that pray, actually pray, don't just say praying for you, that's cheap, actually call a person and pray for them. Yeah. Actually be proactive about that, and then if there's someone in need that you know of, and you can make a difference, do it. Don't just post about it. Don't post that you delivered this and that. Actually do it is I feel like the biggest thing you can do. And then of course your relationship with God. And I'm being super biased in advertising this video that I just posted, but honestly, your relationship with God is so important. Okay, and it's not a fear thing, okay, the world's ending. Think about your relationship with God. It's not that. It's we need to have our hearts ready. And if you know anyone is struggling with their relationship with God, be there for them. Have an open heart for them. And you might be wondering, what does the pandemic have to do with accepting Jesus? Honestly, it has everything to do with it, because this is a perfect example of that. All of this will fade, and you see it. You have churches, but they're empty. You have stores and businesses, but they're empty. Chris said this, and
I think it's one of those things that at the end of the day, definitely in line with what she's saying of, your relationship with God is the most important thing ever. And I think just to encourage people too, is just in this time, I really feel like God is trying to, at least I feel, this is for me, I feel like God is trying to refocus us on what's actually important. And the things that are important is, first of all, your relationship with God and your family, your own, your relationship with your family. Marriages that were fighting and everything and bickering, now they're stuck in the same household, and you have to learn how to get along. And I think, in the midst of all of that, right now we live in a society that's so focused on materialistic things. And, I was sharing with Sandy, and we were talking about, as she started saying, we have money, but we can't go out, right? We have 2 cars that have gas, but we can't really drive anywhere because everything's closed. Right. We have planes, but the planes are pretty empty and you can't really travel. You have clothes, but you can't really wear it out. You know, you have all this nice clothes, and you could wear it inside your house.
Right.
I mean, you have like these amazing churches and amazing buildings, but they're all empty. And at the end of the day, it's like everything's going to fade. Everything's going to fade. And what's most important is your relationship with God, knowing that He's your Savior, and understanding that your family is also really important. And if you've had a bad relationship with them, or if you've had your ups and downs, it's about just remembering that like family is important, and that you know, a job doesn't provide for you; God provides for you. At the end of the day, you know, and some people might be saying, "Oh, it's easy for you to say because you still have a job." Like, you know, every single day you wake up. Right now, it's so uncertain. You don't know if tomorrow you're gonna get laid off or furloughed.
I promise, like, we're almost done with that thought, but like with the whole like, because some people are working, some people are not, and it's like so stressful. Like, if you've read any of my blogs, I've talked about like how I was laid off like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And like I got laid off the day when we got back from our honeymoon, and I remember feeling so like overwhelmed, like a failure. Like, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? And I don't know how, but God's been faithful every time. And honestly, honestly, like we always have more than enough. But with that said, if you know someone that is in need, like actually do something about it. You know, and like it's okay. Like no one needs to know. Like you just do it. You know, just help those people that you do know of in your neighborhood.
And it's a great point that you made about how God provides, especially during this time, because you know we're in Easter weekend, and the relationship with God, how vitally important it is, whether it's coronavirus or whatever it is, even something personal. That's all how ultimately matters, because at the end of the day, you know, or sooner or later, by you know, within 100 years from now, you know, we're all going to die, and you know, we're not going to be keeping all of these materialistic stuff anymore, you know, because we've gone to eternity, and when death happens, you know, it becomes the judgment, you know. The question is, you know, whether or not is your heart right with the Lord. Forget denomination. Forget, I grew up in church. Forget, it don't matter.
And it doesn't matter if you go to church every week. Like, we all need to examine our hearts. We all need to say, God, is there something in my heart that's keeping me from you? It's for everyone.
And we're never too far away from God. Like, God's literally always there. And I think in the midst of everything, it's just remembering that God's in control. And, you know, and some people might be saying, like, well, how is God in control and He's allowing all of this? That's a separate topic and all of that. But it's more of that you understand that God is in control and that all of this is temporary. You know, all of this is temporary. At some point, everything's going to reopen. If there's a vaccine, there's going to be a vaccine. If there isn't a vaccine,
the Lord calls us home, He calls us home.
We're going to learn how to adapt and how to move forward. And I think it's just one of those things where we just have to stay focused and know that God is in control of everything.
Absolutely.
Just focus on your relationship with God, and we're never too far away from Him.
Amen to that. And also, too, like for those of you that are watching who don't know the Lord, or who have questions about, you know, what it is to follow Christ, don't hesitate to message us. You know, we would love to talk to you about what it is to be a follower of Jesus Christ, because that's all it means. Especially it's Easter weekend. This is a great time, you know, to talk about Jesus because of what He did on the cross and the death that He didn't have to pay, but yet He loves us so much He died on the cross for us. No matter how bad of a sin you've created, or it doesn't matter how good or how bad you are, you know, He died for all of us. And when He means all, He means all. There's no select people. He means everybody. And exactly. So I'm really glad you brought that up. And speaking of Easter weekend, Easter Sunday, you know, is in a couple of days. Make sure you guys, whoever's watching, if you don't know what church to tune in, make sure you tune into church, no matter which church it is. For you guys, everything's online, so you don't have to leave anywhere. Everything's going to be online, and so, I mean, I know the president has been promoting a couple churches in the past. I don't know who will promote this week, but you know, it doesn't matter. But it won't matter. You know, just tune into church somehow. You know, because you can be fed, and I know God has a special word for you. And but most of all, you know, despite whether whether or not God speaks to you, this is all for him because it's, because of what Jesus did, because this is every day it belongs to him, but there's something special when it comes to Easter. So tune in this Sunday when you whichever church you want to tune into. There's a lot of churches available, so don't miss it. It's going to be great. Guys, thank you guys so much. Follow them guys at Chris and Sandy. They also each have individual profiles, so go and follow them as well. And also, their music's on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube.
Chris and Sandy.
And Chris and Sandy. Do you guys have CDs still?
Woo! Old ones.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. What is that?
What is a CD?
Or what's an 8-track or what's a cassette?
Oh my god.
We have a floppy disk. Do you want a floppy?
Oh, dang, a floppy disk. when it was only 128 megabytes, not even gigabytes. It's a megabytes. Guys, thank you guys so much. Love you guys. And when everything is normal, Korean barbecue.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
And I still need to take you to Phil's. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're waiting, man. We're waiting.
Yeah, we're waiting. Yeah, once everything is normal. But love you guys. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Archive will be available later on YouTube. I will send you the link, and so you guys enjoy some pizza or whatever you're gonna eat tonight. So
there you go.
All right.
Love you, man. Have a good.
All right, love you guys. See you guys. Take care. All right. That was Chris and Sandy. I used Chris's profile right there. I won't have. I might have Brian Malolo tomorrow. He's the worship pastor from Calvary, San Juan Capistrano, pastored by John Randall, and so just tune into that. And Sunday, might have Pastor Garrett Bueller, my pastor from Vision City Church. So just tune in for that. But for sure, we do have Christy Given, hopefully next Friday. But for sure, we're also going to have Chad Richards, Jason Powell, and RJ McCauley. Just keep posted on my social media. We'll let you know all the details and all that. Be sure, like I said, tune in to church this Sunday. Happy Good Friday to all y'all. Love you guys. God bless you. Happy Easter. He's risen. And we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.